OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. OG's.
Yeah, we absolutely will. This is a fantastic game. Both of these teams 2-2, both of these teams direct invite to TI, and they're kind of right on the bubble of this group stage. This win could solidify them, you know, and whether they're going to go up or go down. I don't believe either of these teams have played clutch yet either, have they?
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
IG did, okay. I mean, I'm not going to straight up say playing clutch is a free win, but it's definitely, I mean, they're the lowest seed in this tournament. They're 0-4. Oh, that's a big pickup for them. Then get them some confidence going into this. But this game is definitely super important. Going in 3-2 versus 2-3 is a big deal. If you get 4 losses, you're essentially relegated to the lower half. So definitely curious to see what they pull out here. OG's tried some weird stuff. We saw a Meepo jammed in yesterday that didn't quite work out. We've seen some Arc Warden. What are they going to bust out this time?
Night Stalker.
Radiant team pick.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's so many of those heroes left on the pool, though. Like, how does Nyx not even get touched, and yet they're confident enough to go the Earth Spirit? It's surprising. I'm wondering if this hero's starting to come back into favor. For IG, though, do you notice the Death Prophet ban from OG? I think it was IG VG, right?
Warlock.
That was the game VG1 with the Terrorblade?
OG's turn to pick.
Yeah, so it's interesting. OG saw that, and to be honest, IG was way ahead the vast majority of that game. So just not looking to have a recreation of that game there. The Warlock pickup from IG, I will say for anyone who's followed my casting much, I had a hell of a run with losing Warlocks. I went 0-15 casting Warlock games. The streak was finally broken during the South American qualifiers. So now that he's picked up 1 win, might pick up some more. Casting with you, I think he's on 10. Yeah, it's been bad. In all honesty, with the Warlock, it has really shined with a second big AoE hero. That's where we've seen it really just do a lot of work. If he hits the stun into bonds and then there's a bunch of damage to follow it, or there was a Kiev major game where he single-handedly held a team off Roshan with just fatal bonds. He got a bonds onto Roche and then all the heroes in the pit, and every time they were hitting Roche, the damage was reflecting back to him, and it just wrecked them. It literally stopped them from taking Roche. So I want to see more teams emphasize that fact of Warlock. I don't think we see enough teams use bonds as a way to control Roche.
OG's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Yeah. Yeah, Jarex is probably the most notable Earth Spirit player in the world right now. I mean, he's just shown how clutch he can be on it. And I want to see it work. I really do. We've seen some that have won games. And a lot of it just comes down to how much can they disrupt the enemy game plan. Now that it's not doing a ton of damage and it's not a huge tool in ganking like that, they need to use their stun to break a channel effect. They need to use their silence to stop a key effect from going off. It's less roll in, throw all my spells and somebody dies, and more, I need to be really smart and tactical about this.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Yeah. There is a few number of games in my head where Anchor Smash has basically won a game. Just it's 60% base damage reduction. It can really just negate a lot of the damage that an enemy is going to do, but only if they're focused mostly on right clicks. Like that Tricore lineup we saw a couple games ago, Tidehunter would have done excellent into that even without the Ravage, just making sure his teammates live longer, doing a little bit more. And that's where we saw that tank Tidehunter build become really prevalent, where he'd go Guardian Greaves and Pipe and Force Staff versus like Blink Shiva's Refresher. So definitely curious to see how OG wants to use it, if it's going to be a frontline setup to sieging towers, or if, yeah, they want the big Ravage to take a team fight with.
Doom.
OG's turn to pick.
Meepo?
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Reserve time.
Training ground Dota. Might as well.
Vengeful spirits. Radiant team pick.
Yeah, definitely could. I'm curious what the point of this Doom is for them yet, because it's not made to directly counter one of the OG heroes. Generally, Tidehunter's gonna get a Ravage off. Doom or not, you're either gonna get Blink on Tide, Blink Ravage, or in reality, if he wastes Doom on you, you're pretty happy camper. So they've got to have something in mind for their own game plan here. Whether that's to get a bunch of auras on him, use Chaotic Offering to try to kill one person, then push a tower with the Golem and the auras. That's kind of my thought here. I think they're going to probably look to pick up a tempo-based carry, something like Juggernaut, that can fight a little bit earlier, to provide some good push power, has the healing word for the sustain.
I know Burning likes Troll.
Troll would be good as well. Should be very good.
Fits that style, too, so... So if that is an option here coming out, 25 more seconds on the reserve time, but Take advantage of the aura from Doom. Hero, speaking of auras and neutral creeps, Vengeful used to be a candidate for the helm of the Dominator for the longest time, and I like to kind of bring up that item. It's almost like remind people that it's still an item in the game, because again, that thing just went from full tier, everyone picking up every single game, to just never being seen at all.
And it looks like it's probably going to be a support Venge.
It is.
Interesting.
Yeah, pick terror.
Yeah, instantly. If it wasn't a Razor pick here, I could maybe see some merit for mid terror, but that's such a nightmare matchup against the Razor here. And I think IG picked this Razor up as the block pick for a fairly obvious OG pick here. When you pick a Venge, if it's going to go carry, if you max Vengeance Aura and you pick up Viper, like a whole bunch of chats saying, it is just a huge tempo swing. You just run at buildings, you do a lot of damage, and then you have a Tide in the front line. It would have been very solid for them here, but Razor definitely negates their desire to pick that hero. But, yeah, I mean, it's fine when he has meta up. He can keep his distance pretty well. He still has all the illusions that are dealing full damage, but if you're OG here, your mid pool is getting squeezed. Puck's gone, Quap's gone, you already banned Storm, Tinker, Death Prophet on your own side. Invoker?
Reserve time.
I mean, honestly, they could, but it doesn't do well into Razor. I mean, you're basically just farming with acid at that point and then collecting stack. You're not really unkillable in the late game if Doom just dooms you to start it off before you get Chemical Rage. I don't know. If that's what they would go with, I think IG would just do something like grab Ember and then just split you to death. Like, you'd never be able to push in like you want to with an Alchemist. I don't know. I don't know. I think Ember's probably the premium pick left on the table.
Turn to pick.
Invoker.
Yeah, it is going to be the Invoker.
Radiant team.
Man. Drafting's fun. Yeah, I look to see Invoker go a couple things. He's going to go his usual Midas into possibly like a Force or a Blink first, then Ags. But then he's going to be building heavy defensive tools. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Yule's, definitely a Lincoln's come out on him. Like, Lincoln's is going to be so core for him in this game. Because right now there's not a lot of easy ways to break it. Nightstalker either has to go in super close range to get off Void and the Fear. Doom has such a difficult time breaking Lincoln's. Even if he grabs a spell from neutral creep, it just takes a long time to get both off. And IG's going to go with a Sniper. Alright, so I'm wondering if IG's not going to aggro try this. You go like aggro trialing Razor, Warlock, Nightstalker. You solo safely next success in the Doom against the Tide. And then you just run OP mid against the Invoker. I want to see the Magro on IG, I really do. Whether they use the Sniper or the Razor, I think it's probably going to be the Razor. Yeah, the damage out of trialing from OG is so bad. You've got Earth Spirit, which we've talked about as damage nerf over and over. Vengeful Spirit, without levels, doesn't do much. I mean, it's a stun. So as long as they play around No-Tail's Metamorphosis cooldown, I think this could definitely be very good to run an aggro for on the side of IG.
Mm-hmm. All right, we'll see what they decide to do here. All the players playing the heroes as expected. No funky stuff going on this game. As I feel like we should have already started loading in. That's kind of weird. Jinx anything.
Shh. Is it paused?
I checked to see if it was paused, but it wasn't. But okay, there we go. Just a little delayed.
All right. You got a favorite here, Breaky?
Do I have a favorite? I mean, it's an illusion hero, so OG. That's my analysis.
Wow. Such analysis.
Full blown.
I see we're on what side's the casting desk. But... No, in all honesty, I think if the TB can manage to accelerate fast enough and Ana finds some relevance, like, it's going to be hard for Ana to find Sunset kills in this game as well. Earth Spirit's kick isn't really long enough to set him up. Vengeful Stun, again, not the greatest. So he's going to struggle to find those like early game gold boosts that Invoker really loves to find. And honestly, I think IG's link setup is just going to destroy what OG's trying to do here. Like, I'm giving this
Okay.
IG. Provided they aggro.
Doesn't look like they are with how things are set up now.
It doesn't.
Razor's bottom.
Alright. So, what they could do here is use Warlock to pull, get level 2. You get your Razor up to level 3 or 4, and then you port him into the offlane. And then you start the pressure up. Or maybe just port as soon as Jerax rotates. You could do a few different things. Razor's such a strong hero at level 3, level 5. All those little power spikes on static link. And just the damage steal in the early game is so good that running him as a solo, like an actual safe lane carry, can feel a little bit lackluster.
What kind of build do you expect to see on Razor as well? Because, again, a hero that you can go a couple of different routes, even the Ags, if they feel like they're grouping up and pushing a lot as a team, maybe that with the sniper progress. Do you think like that route, or is it going to go more like the drums, or what?
I think it'll be phase and then either drums or Dragonlance into SNY BKB. I'm expecting the pretty standard stats-based build for Razor.
Yeah.
It's just too good. I mean, it gives movement speed, it gives damage. It kind of hits the bill on what Razor wants to do.
All right, into the laning phase, and again, not any aggressive lanes coming from either side, just simply playing it safe. Warlock, he's waiting for S4 to eventually get here, but S4 doing a great job of blocking creeps as that wind lays for the enhanced speed at 325.
You got the IG lineup?
Yes, I do. Let's do it. Q on the Warlock. We have Sniper in the hands of OP. XXS on Doom. Baboka playing the Night Stalker, and Burning on the Razor here.
And over on the side of OG, Fly will be playing Vengeful Spirit, Ana on Invoker, Cherax on Earth Spirit, S4 playing the Tidehunter, and No Tail on Terrorblade.
I'm looking
And
at
I gotta
Earth Spirit.
say,
Okay.
yeah, he tried for the Courier really hard. He sat there waiting for it in the beginning. And this is the kind of meta we see when Couriers start getting sniped too much. Baboka actually waited next to the tier 2, grabbed the salve, and is going to be bringing it out to the mid laner for him.
We're seeing a lot of these attempts. Like, I feel like every game we've literally seen an attempt at least at the Courier snipe. And
Yeah.
teams are just really, really prioritizing that here. So they're kind of
Ooh, Ana might be in trouble.
She's pretty deep, or P, I guess. But that
Okay,
really
no
matter.
more. Yeah, no Void up again. Already had used the first one. But yeah, it tends to be cyclical, and it's not really based on any patch notes or anything like that. Once teams quit sniping the Courier, after a long enough period of time, someone will do it and it'll work for a few games in a row. Then it takes a while where everyone's trying to snipe it. Yeah, it's just this back and forth. It's kind of like Death Prophet to me. Same kind of thing. If Death Prophet doesn't get played for a long time, then it comes back, wins a couple games, gets banned, and then falls back into obscurity.
Mm-hmm. There's a couple of those heroes that, yeah, that kind of cycle in and out because of that. You know, just a change happens, they try it out, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, we've kind of had our fun with that. Like Venomancer mid, almost, I think of that. Where Venomancer didn't get, like, a lot of nerfs, I feel like, but that just kind of stopped happening. I mean, it was like a couple of weeks, Venomancer mid was, like, the thing, and then it's just, no, not anymore. We're done with this phase. Right here, so... How's this middle matchup going right now? We got OP, so 11-4, Invoker's at 10-3. Invoker trying to get the regen rune, but Voka, he is gonna destroy it in time. Okay. Doesn't really matter right there. Regen not the craziest. At that point.
This mid lane's definitely going to be interesting, because both heroes have pretty pitiful base damage to start, but Invoker does ramp up really nicely with the exort points. Sniper is really going to have to use these shrapnel to try to zone Ana out and get some CS from that, or this lane's going to go pretty heavily Ana favored.
Yeah. Top lane, Doom's been pretty heavily pushing here, but now with Earth Spirit nearby, and the lane actually getting pushed in his favor too, so XXS is playing it somewhat safe. He is level 3. Has a poor man shield to go with those boots, and oh, here comes the Metaform. The combo stun as well. The barrel roll in. That Metaform assisting some damage. TP coming in from somebody. It looks like that's Warlock. Trying to make it here in time to help out, but he's too far away to even help out. Puts up the Fate of Bonds. The Sunstrike's going to miss. XSS turned around, actually. And now he's going for the turn kill on Jax. We still don't have a first blood just yet. Who's going to get it first? Q's in trouble, too. One more meta attack. Gets it off. No tell credit for the first blood. Look at Jerax rolling up the hill, and he'll actually port back in time before the Fatal Bonds finishes him off.
Whew, yeah, that Bonds hit on Vengeful I thought might have been enough, but it's Jerax playing Earth Spirit. He's going to find a way. And that Warlock was just a little brave there, porting into a meted Terrorblade with some illusions up. It's a lot of damage. So good use of the first meta out of OG here to get a nice little edge up and first blood. And it does go to no-tail too, which is huge.
Absolutely. The progress being made. Power Tread's almost already finished to go with his own 4-man shield. The Quelling Blade on top of that. XXS, though, not afraid to still be pretty aggressive. He has the Troll Summoner
You watching mid?
effect here mid lane. Oh, yeah, Anna's in trouble. Baboka? Not enough, though.
Yeah, I just wanted you to look because that meant he was going to get out. But it was super close. Shrapnel's blocked him pretty well. Very, very heads-up play from Ana there. It costs a lot of mana to change your spells on Invoker early game. Mana you tend to not have. And he committed basically his entire mana pool on getting an Ice Wall up. Totally saved him.
Jerax only level 1, so no Boulder Smash to assist right there. Onto the Sniper. Wanted that kill, but coming up short, so Sniper survives for now. And our Spirit having a hell of alpha. Sniper is winning the matchup, 28-8 versus a 21-5 Invoker right here. It seems like Night Stalker has been a bit of a pain, to be fair.
Yeah, just tons of pressure from Yenna. Jerax needs level 2. He's one creep away. Instead, he's just being hunted by this Night Stalker. He might have to pop the Shrine.
And that would be bad. To take it away from your mid here. He's going to force it. Yeah, he has to pop it in. And it does come in and actually get some mana back. And if they get a kill out of this, definitely worth it. But Boka's a lot of what Cold Snap already used. He's going to try to get it denied right here, but the neutrals, it's not going to happen, though. He gets credit. Meanwhile, top lane, XXS takes out No-Tail. He's going to fall in return, but nice little bounty kill onto the Terrorblade.
Yeah, those 1-for-1s are great as an offlaner if you get them first. You're still getting the XP then. It's a huge boon to you. Man, mid lane, though, that was great from Jerax to wait on that Shrine till the last possible second. It resulted in that huge turn kill. Got Ana back some mana.
Meta's popped again. Running after XXS. The barrel roll is going to barely connect right there. Sunstrike, and it is a kill in the end. Jerax on point there, getting close enough, and obviously Fly also assisting as well. But that comment's done.
Yeah, and it's nice to be able to find a setup that Sunstrike was able to be used in there. Took both of the stuns. Very, very nice coordination from OG to not stack those at all.
That's a tower push at 6.5 minutes just about.
Meta's a great skill when you can hit buildings with it.
Yes, it is. It's a level 3 meta. Doing work, and you know, they want to defend this, but do they really have the best chance at doing so? Middle lane, Anna goes down. Looks like Night Stalker again, being that nuisance there. Back to the top lane, though. XXS running in, and he's actually running into a trap, it seems like. He's doing some good damage right here, but it's not going to be enough in the end. Yes, it will. They burn him down, and he gets credit for the kill. Now he dies after, or dies before, I should say, they get the kill, but still, they do take out Terrorblade. Now Fly's running away. Baboka, though.
Still a lot of nighttime left.
Still got a full minute even. Another void happens. He's level 4 on top of that. So Jerax gonna send a barrel away. The push, but it rolls right into him. The good idea, unfortunately, not the right way, but Warlock had to run back into the Sunstrike. He tried to avoid right there, but the creep blocked.
This is looking like a TI level game here. This is very mechanically well played from both teams so far. The rotations are fast. These games are awesome right now. And honestly, that Sunstrike from Ana recovers what was a pretty bad situation. Jerax almost managed to roll into the river, which would have bought a ton of time for him.
Would have been big, but not the case. Boulder smash middle lane. It's going to whiff right there. And for the long distance, but unfortunately coming up short. But see, 4 heroes are here. XXS, he's died, I want to say 4 times? No, 3 times only. So yeah, at the top lane now, he does have 2 kills and assist on top of that. So it's not like he's just doing horrendous at the top lane, but wants to make a move to the middle. Unfortunately, nothing to happen there, though.
Yeah, and this is definitely good for OG. We've seen games where S4 has really struggled in the early game, and it's kind of resulted in their whole team strategy being off. But in this kind of game, he's already level 5 at 8 minutes. He's getting good levels, even getting a decent amount of farm, sitting at almost 20 CS here. So this seems like it's fitting much more into the way OG wants to play.
Baboka, it is daytime now. He's maybe going to try to find a courier. Using that invisor he has to hunt it down, but it's all the way at the top lane, going back to base, so I don't think he's going to get it. Instead, he'll just have to keep scouting around for information. Now, Doom, level 6 again, pretty key for him. He'll have that ulti as a result.
So I was super confused, and I need to look back through and see Baboka's old Night Stalker game. He went a second point in Hunter of the Night instead of a second point in Void at level 3. It was something odd. I've just never seen it before. And definitely curious to see if he's done it before.
Ana's in trouble. That shot's activated, but nope. Here comes the supporting cast. Night Stalker now in trouble. Going for the ulti, but OP gets swapped actually to stop. Great save from Fly right there to sense. He's going to get the kill on a Night Stalker. Going to come at a cost, though, but did his job as that Vengeful Spirit, the sacrificial lamb of sorts. And Darax, oh boy.
Oh, man.
Hurl away.
He silenced the ultimate from Sniper to save his life. Shrapnel came down anyway, so there's vision on it, and he managed to get the roll-off in time. Jarek's Earth Spirit is just on another level from anyone else's.
You gotta appreciate it.
I'm having eternal envy flashbacks to the way Burning's playing this. It was always an envy staple that he'd get ult right away on Razor, and he'd just go start farming the jungle with the first ultimate or two. And just use it to leverage himself up on the net worth list. If we look, he's sitting at the top of CS by a long shot, and at the top of net worth.
Wow, yeah. He's way up there. That's one point. He's kind of the only hero so far that really hasn't been involved. I guess Tidehunter too, so that bottom lane in general has just been doing their thing. But now as I say this, Tidehunter is making his way towards the middle lane. He has Ravage ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. They're smoking right away now that he's 6. Just needed to get the Ravage online first.
Warlock almost level 6, by the way. One more creep kill should do it for him. That's going to be key here. He can manage to get that as a fighter if a fight's about to break out. But
yeah, and it's unfortunate. Night Stalker's going to end up taking the tome because he is that close to level 6. So he's really got to just find that last creep. Okay, gets the bounty rune for the 6. It would have been just sad if a team fight broke out. Swap though in the mid lane. Yeah,
they're going aggressive onto OP here. Swap on 4 heroes. He is dead. No Ravage to be needed in that case. So he at least puts a shrapnel out for a little bit of return damage, but they were obviously elsewhere, the supporting cast that is. Again, you mentioned he got the bounty rune to at least get level 6, but that's the timing that OG goes for. And it pays off. And now they're going to push this middle lane.
Yeah, you got meta up again. It's fun when you have a hero like this. It's almost like a Death Prophet in a way. You just play around the cooldowns. And we see the alacrity on the siege.
They're going. Darkness has fallen. Chaotic offering only hit Invoker and just barely on the outskirts. Tornado on through. Ana keeping his distance. He has Nota also on that meta form to kind of scare them off, if anything. Doom's running in. Gonna go after Nota. The Sunder, though, turn on to XXS. Now XXS is the one that has to run. As the Ice Wall is also put down, they get the swap off to get the kill. But Terrorblade is picked off in the long run. That Shrapnel helping do plenty of damage. The rest are gonna run. No Assassinate, not enough damage. That's a tanky Tidehunter for you.
Yeah, and he salved mid-cast animation to save himself there. Nice heads-up play. Honestly, good job, though, from XSS. He got the Doom off on Tide before anything else happened in that fight, and it made it so there just wasn't a Ravage at any point.
In exchange, once again, it's Doom for the Terrorblade, and if that happens throughout this whole game, Invictus Gaming will absolutely take that. Every single time, no matter what time in the game we are. And you know what? It's only appropriate. Nice deny, by the way, by Ana in the middle lane. That Burning actually does go a hand of Midas here, even. I mean, he has just been farming. You mentioned with the Eye of the Storm, even. And doing it once again here. As they were going on, he was like, all right, you know what? I'll just go farm the jungle anyways.
Yeah, he doesn't feel bad about popping the ult. It's a little bit of a defensive tool and just being a deterrent so that OG doesn't want to go on him. And yeah, he just takes jungle with it. It was what he was going to do anyway.
I'm not one to question Burning,
Midas
but
on Razor.
Well, not only that, but his activity. There's been a lot of activity this game, and Razor is a hero that can fight earlier on. Is that an issue, or are you fine with him just farming like this?
They've come out of this mid game. I mean, the laning stage didn't go bad for them. They're about even right now, and they definitely have the bigger ultimates between Chaotic Offering and Doom. I don't mind him farming here. I'm just curious to see what he's going to do to turn it into something. Fly is so big here.
That's an easy kill. The Invisible pickup, that was huge find right there for Night Stalker as they were smoking in. Nothing that Fly could do at that point. He was trying to stack the Ancients, and of course...
So, like if I'm Burning in this situation, right, you probably do want to get a Manta at some point in this game just to break the Earth Spirit Silence, to just get you out of some weird stuff. Cold Snap, there's a number of things it does get you out of. But do you go Ags? Like, I almost feel like if you're going to go Midas, that's the kind of build you're looking to go, is like Ags AC or something, where you're going to leverage the early Midas into a bunch of pushing items, and you're going to hit a spike at like 30 minutes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, OG's doing a triple stack for Terrorblade right here. In that meta form. Trying to finish off that Yasha currently. His net worth is rising up as expected, especially after the stack being done. Still though, Razor leads the way. Top lane, Night Stalker, he's caught out. Sunstrike connects, Alacrity, Cold Snap. Easy kill. Boca gets found there in the jungle, and Terrorblade finishes off the Ancients.
Every kill on a Night Stalker during night is so impactful as well, though, because not only are you turning around what he was trying to do, using his most effective time, you're putting him off the map for a fairly long period as well. And that's wasting effective time for a Night Stalker. Jerax, though's in the danger zone. He's just dancing with this Doom.
Nah, not a dance you usually want to be taking. If he gets that Doom up, it's goodbye for you most likely, but it is Jerax. I'm going to trust him that he knows what he's doing.
I think he was weighing the value of his own life there compared to the deny. If he had gotten in and gotten the deny, it's probably about the same amount of gold as if he died. So he's just trying to decide, how confident am I that I can get this?
Yeah. Not confident enough. So going to Doom, by the way, you mentioned, especially his target is going to be that Invoker ideally in these fights. You'll need that tool to get to him. Is it the Shadow Blade or the Blink, you think?
I like Blink a little better, but once the Link comes out on Invoker, it gets a lot worse to go Blink. Like, Shadow Blade then turns a lot better, because from Invis you can do a lot more things. You can just pop it on the backline first. I don't know. Overall, I think Blink fits them a little better. I'm more so curious how they're going to initiate. Like, their only initiation methods are awkwardly drop a Chaotic Offering on stuff, which usually you want to stun with somebody first, or you Doom somebody, or you run at them with Night Stalker. They don't have that nice clean engage tool like a Ravage or a Tornado or a Swap. And I'm curious to see how they're going to leverage that in this game. Although, with all of these Midases being picked up, it looks like IG's ready to go late.
Well, Burmy killed the Terrorblade Illusion there in the middle lane, but the rest of his teammates actually continue to smoke up and run through the jungle, but you can tell OG is very aware that something's happening, although Invoker, they find him. There's a flying Night Stalker. Gonna get quick enough. Oh, he's looking elsewhere. He was 100% looking elsewhere right there. Yeah.
He got the Invoke off, though. He just didn't click the Ghost Walk in time.
Nope.
There was dust on Night Stalker at the very least. He was going to die either way from that.
Yeah.
But they didn't have to commit the Doom, which is a huge gain for IG, and this should be a tier 2 tower push.
Yeah, that was one of those moments. It seemed like he had a little bit of time to react, but again, he either was just looking elsewhere or just it simply wasn't fast enough, so. Nice find, though, by Invictus Gaming. That's exactly the kill that they're looking for. As mentioned, 20 seconds before he's going to be even back up. Easy tier 2 tower push as a result of it all. And this Razor, especially with the Hand of Midas, 30 more seconds on the cooldown here, he is getting beefy, man. 8,500 net worth looking for him. And we haven't seen Ravage use it either for OG. Not saying that's like a fault of S4, but there really hasn't been the opportunity just yet.
No, his only opportunity, he got doomed before it was even good to use, so just been a tough spot for him. He is going to be going this Blink here, getting very close to it, and that'll definitely change the game. It makes it a lot harder for Doom to find him then. Like, I'm okay where both teams are right now. The Razor is going in SNY, so just wants to get that Midas because he got it so freely, I think. Thinking the game's going to devolve into a bunch of fighting and chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, is Fly going to go for one here?
It sure is. Well, Jerax is going in. The Magnetize goes off. The swap out and a Sniper. Sunstrike not even needed. Would have directly hit if he was still alive even. No Tail picks up the double kills. They finish off Warlock as well, so nice find there from OG as far as initiation goes. And that's what you're talking about between the strengths of their lineup compared to IG. OG has plenty of initiation, and that worked right there.
Yeah, and to be honest, most Earth Spirits I wouldn't call, like, initiation. They're a follow-up or a disruption. Jerax made himself the initiation there. He just rolled right into two of them, got a nice kick off.
Purge is picked up by Doom right here with the creep. So he has that to use and come into play if necessary.
Yeah.
Satyr there.
Has a BKB queued up already. Looking to just try to negate a lot of what that Invoker wants to do. Make sure you can just run through the lines and find a decent Doom.
Well played, guys. Well played. Good job, team. They're having some fun. It's a group stages after all. So nice kill on the middle tower right there. No tell. I'm guessing the Yasha. Yeah, Yasha's been well finished. 3,200 gold. Saved up his own BKB now coming as well.
And I will say, this team's chemistry is just amazing. If you ever see them in a LAN, they're always hanging out together. They're always drinking together. They're goofing off and talking. They're definitely a group of friends that found a way to win and like to play Dota. But there's not a lot of teams like that. A lot of those teams, you'll have 1 or 2 social people and a bunch of people off on their own. It's just cool to see a group like this.
Yeah. They're friends as well. On and off the scene. No, I agree with you, though. That's kind of, making fun there at the end. But, no, I 100% agree with you. Especially you look at No-Tail and Fly. Their history goes way back as far as them being teammates together for the most part. So, and that helps. Builds up that chemistry.
This is a really aggressive smoke up here, though, from IG. Looking to find No-Tail, who is here, but he just picked up a BKB, and IG's not going to be expecting this.
Wow, he's just like, all right, we're picking up a fight. Yeah, that was it was a reaction BKB. I get why he used it, but...
You see a smoke break in front of your face with a Night Stalker. I totally understand why he used it. If he had been able to wait a couple seconds, maybe you poured S4 in, you could make that a very successful team fight. But can't fault the guy for that. I'm scared when a smoke breaks right in front of my face.
Yeah, that's... to be fair, it could have prevented follow-up initiation. Chaotic Offering comes out, and who knows what can happen. So, best to play it safe. So that will be now a 9-second BKB, unfortunately. But that's all the information for IG. Though they don't get a kill out of it, it allows them to freely push tier 2. But look at what OG's doing, meanwhile. Alacrity up in the meta form Terrorblade, and that's going to be a dead Roshan pretty quickly. Now they're coming into TPs, trying to get here in time. Who's up there? That's actually Tidehunter. And no, the Magnetize is on all the heroes. The Tornado goes on through. They do get the Aegis pick up on it. Out comes the Ravage. They pick off him pretty quick. Then Razor explodes in the midst of it as well. IG just simply got here a couple seconds late. And it is not working out for them. Mono, the Aegis was burned, but it comes right back up. No-Tail digs asunder, and he stays alive just barely with that BKB active in the back lines that had to come just off cooldown. And now bo1's trying to survive as S4 finishes off Q. So bo1 will be the sole survivor, it seems like. But OG decimates that fight.
That's huge. You finally used Ravage productively, and it paid off. I mean, No-Tail's early BKB pickup was very abnormal, but it looks so good seeing it in this light. There's just so little IG can do to him if he's not the one getting static linked when that BKB goes off, and he's just ripping through them with the meta.
That fight, though, again, it's hard to see on the minimap. I believe it was Tide and definitely Earth Spirit were just over there as soon as everyone was TPing, and they noticed that was happening, and they just started harassing the hell out of them, preventing them from getting the jump, obviously. The Magnetize went up, as mentioned, and eventually that Tornado placement, too, for Mono was huge. They at least got 3, if not 4 heroes, I want to say. And then it set up a beautiful Ravage. Everything just came together for OG, and that was that coordination that, you almost expect to see.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you were talking comfort heroes for the impact players on OG, giving Ana Invoker and Jerax Earth Spirit, that's pretty much the 1-2 punch. They're just so comfortable on them, and I will say, not enough people respect Magnetize's damage. If Jerax has a bunch of remnants saved up and just slowly gets to place those and disrupt team fights, and just subtly bring damage in, it's a lot of damage over the course of the fight.
It adds up. Yeah, he could be a top damage dealer in fights if he staggers that appropriately. So that wasn't all chat, by the way. No-Tail, so nothing coming of it, but it's not spam after all. But
I didn't know any of the Russian voice ones actually went into all chat. I thought the only one was "It's a disaster."
Apparently that one does.
Apparently?
Maybe he didn't know either.
Good to know.
Invoker is prioritizing that Lincoln's now. You mentioned that earlier. It's going to be a item that he needs here.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely going to get that, and then I would expect either a movement item or a Yule's. Like, Force Staff or Blink both seem really good this game. It's a nice way to get out of Razor Link. It's a nice way to build some space between Doom.
Lotus Orb pickup from S4. This is a pretty damn early Lotus Orb. He already has a Blink as well. We're 23 minutes into this game. It's not a bad item to have already.
Yeah, that Lotus is really interesting. You can do a lot of fun stuff with it in this game. Reflecting Bonds would be huge. Reflecting Doom, obviously massive. I'm not 100% sure on the interaction because Static Link is just bizarre, but I think you just link each other and lose nothing during the Static Link.
That would be pretty awkward.
And most importantly, like, the main reason you pick Lotus up is it's a basic purge. So Dispelling Night Stalker silence if No-Tail needs to get a Sunder off and his BKB's down or something is huge. But has multiple ways now on No-Tail to break the silences. You've got Manta and you have BKB. And I wouldn't be surprised to see him go one more step defensively and get Lincolns now. Courier gets sniped. How long has bo1 been looking for couriers this game? He's tried so many times.
Yeah, nothing was on it, but does get taken out right there. Middle lane, though. No meta needed for this. All the illusions will take care of business. That Manta style, of course, on top of BKB, and down goes the tower. Just pretty much the illusions again doing the work right there. Invoker gonna throw out that tornado.
Without even using meta, too. So that is still up if they'd like to pressure here. Or even fall back and go, like... I don't know, I guess there's nothing else to really take. You can clear their whole jungle, which is nice.
Yeah, Night Stalker is just making the best of the time, as is XXS here on the Doom. He did end up going that blink, so yeah, that's his initiation choice, as we were talking about earlier as well.
Up they go.
Slowly making progress, at least. And if anything, using the illusions to do some damage to the base here so far. Upheaval, though, middle lane, they're like, all right, we'll go to the top lane then. That's a long cooldown, so...
Yeah, and a lot of what IG wants to do to defend takes time to set up. It's upheavals, it's shrapnels, but a blink in from Doom.
Can they just go back and forth here? Now back to the middle lane. But I think that could be the end now. Everyone is back here for IG, and OG realizing that and going to start falling back slightly here. Again, they don't have an Aegis or anything like that, so...
Fly's made 2 or 3 really bold swaps like this game already. I was surprised to not see him swap the Doom up to the high ground there. Hey, Doom's blink was super aggressive, got caught by a tornado EMP. And I kind of thought Fly would just try to swap him and go for the pick, even if they just trade. But IG has great high ground hold between Fatal Bonds and Shrapnel, just Razor Plasma Field, but their initiation is just so awkward. It's really clunky.
I can't believe Vengeful almost has a Lotus himself, too. Jesus.
This is so defensive of IG. Every item they're building at this point is just keeping alive. Like, Ana's not too scared of Doom, apparently, because he did go the Blink Dagger before the Lincoln. Just feeling like they're in a good enough position that if the Doom gets to him, they probably lost the fight. Like, you're gonna ravage the Doom and everyone else. Nice blink out.
Yep, Doom tried to get to him, but didn't get the Doom off. And even if he does there, I mean, it's just Doom by himself, to be fair, and there was actually Vengeful nearby, so... Could have been interesting how that played out, but Invoker not being able to cast anything would have hurt.
Oh, definitely. He wouldn't have died there, but... Oh, man. So Doom did get to a Blink Dagger before the BKB. Everyone's lying to us with their quick buys, but... No-Tail has a Illusion Rune as well as his Manta and his Meta up. He could do some serious damage to the high ground here if he tried. And I'm loving the strategy. Sniper Shrapnel's a lane, you go to a different one.
Yep. Yeah, they've literally done damage to all tier 3 towers so far without killing anyone in the last couple of minutes here. Now they're going pretty heavy on the bottom one. Shrapnel's up, but No-Tail staying out of range. And one Lotus Orb goes up. They don't have the second one just yet, but oh, well, there you go. Refreshed on up. Collected something right there. It sounded like possibly could be Sunder actually used very aggressively. He did get muted right as he was sundering, so now's the time to fall back. If you're OG, it seems like Razor going in. No static link just yet. Chaotic offering with a Ravage in return, but Burning so running down Terrorblade right there. Terrorblade wound up falling. Meanwhile, on the back lines, Warlock may end up going down as well, but Anna's keeping his distance. He does have his Ghost Walk ready to go if necessary. So far, Terrorblade, the only one to die here. It's going to be S4 as well, though. That's who was caught a little bit behind.
Yeah, he just didn't have an out potential. He was just buying time for everyone else to get out, but... Very aggressive move from No-Tail there. Definitely not what I expected was going to happen. He got Bonds, thought he was low enough, and just BKB sundered right as the Doom came out, but no real follow-up there. Fly still has his swap. I don't know.
It seems like, you know, to be fair, we're talking about the chemistry earlier, being on point for OG. It doesn't mean it's going to be perfect all the time. It does seem like that fight there was a little bit of they were on separate pages kind of deal. Because, yeah, the play by No-Tail there, it seemed like he was expecting either a swap of sorts or a Ravage initiation even to come out. But it kind of just sundered and it was like, well, now what? And just tried to run away.
I'd have to double check the replay, but Tide might have been Bonds during that or clipped by a Shrapnel or something, stopping the Blink Dagger. But, I mean, I can almost imagine how that went for them. They're like, all right, guys, we're just going to push this safely, nice and slow. Fly's just like, keep it composed. Then No-Tail just yells, go, go, go!
Yeah, he can get vocal, to say the least. Well, almost like that, but
Oh, man.
again, not necessarily like the worst case either for OG. I mean, yes, Terrorblade died, but that was it, and they've kind of reset now, and really, IG's still kind of in this position of being stuck almost, though. They're kind of just forced to just defend their base still.
And OG does have to make a judgment call here. They obviously will want to wait till the next Roshan at this point. They don't have any reason to go aggressive before that. It's going to be up in the next 3 minutes guaranteed. But do they, even after that, want to just bleed IG out? If you can keep IG in their base and you get to farm their entire jungle, all 3 lanes, you can accrue a massive net worth lead. And honestly, with the initiation from IG being as soft as it is, that doesn't seem like a bad idea.
And Lotus Orb on Vengeful now, so they have the couple here. Earth Spirit just going to be going to 4-staff himself, so we're not going to see a third one at least just yet, but a couple of Lotus Orbs to kind of throw. Pretty much you can keep it up 100% time, right? Well, not 100% time, but close to 100% uptime. A third one would guarantee that, but put that on Terrorblade. Jirax, oh boy, he was counter-warding up here. They're
gonna get Fly as well. They do have the Ags on Night Stalker now, so they're able to see him.
Puts up that Lotus Orb. Not gonna be enough though, unless he TP's out, which he does. I guess they didn't have a stopper at that point.
I mean, they just don't have very many, period.
They had
Infernal
Chaotic
Blade.
Offering.
Yep, like Infernal Blade, Void, Chaotic Offering. I guess Sniper Ult, if you precast it.
Yeah, not worth the Chaotic Offering right there.
This is going to turn into a potential Roshan. IG doesn't do this very quickly, though. And it is going to get set up by OG. That is going to push IG off.
Meanwhile, bottom lane, Invoker was pushing, but he is muted now by the Doom effect, and this could end up being a kill. Gets another auto attack off. Infernal Blade, yep. That should be it. He denies himself. Well played. You know, I was going to mention that at the last second, too. Maybe he could deny himself, and he does. So.
I mean, that should open Rosh up, though. Without Invoker, OG's pit fight looks a lot less scary. It's basically Magnetize and Ravage. I don't even think OG wants to fight this. The risk of Ruin's too high. If you get wiped here, it gets to be a way worse spot for you. You can deal with an Aegis.
And you would have to force a buyback on Invoker to do this, right? So
probably.
They're kind of going. Night Stalker, he jumps in a pretty aggressive spot. Ravage is ready. No-Tail with that Lotus Orb up, though. You do see BKB going off on both heroes. No-Tail, he's winning the mana fight, though, with that Metaform and burning all this. He's going to barely stay alive. Not long enough, however. And now the Common Stun connects on a Warlock. So with Razor dead, Warlock also going to get Chaotic Offer. Can he get off in time? Yes, he can, but will it really matter? Probably not. Although Doom, he wants to change that. But Boko also still standing his ground. He got Sniper from a distance. Fly swaps in the Sniper, actually. And there's the Ravage on top, and Sniper just melts like he wasn't even there in the first place. But Boca, he's on the run. Hunter in the Night going to keep his distance, but Jirax will run him down. Going to get maybe a Boulder Smash off here. Nice little juke, so just kind of toying with him, but they're going to steal Roshan now.
Yeah, S4 is just having a noodle fight with Roche till No-Tail decides to come help. Getting there, though. And yeah, that's exactly what IG did want to happen. OG just saw that the Doom wasn't there. And without that, they figured, hey, we can at least poke. So No-Tail walks in with all those images meted up, and there really wasn't a great Chaotic Offering for Warlock. He had to wait so long to use it. By the time he used it, they'd already lost 2 people. It was just awkward.
That wasn't even a buyback. Invoker didn't even have to buy back there, yeah. How did that go so well for OG?
It was literally just throwing No-Tail in on his own. The Warlock didn't want to ult a single hero. In reality, maybe he could have bonzed and then Chaotic Offering just No-Tail and his illusions. And then if you bring down No-Tail, you hope you win the fight off that. But unfortunately, not quite able to. And pulling the Doom to Roche actually caused the tier 3 bottom to fall. So just this bizarre ripple effect that results in a pretty big net worth lead for OG. They get the Aegis, they get the tier 3 bot, they win the team fight, and now they got a Shrine. And
Razor bought back at the very end there. So it just keeps getting worse and worse for Invictus Gaming after how that fight just played out when you really add it all up. So you got the top 2 net worth both belonging to OG in both the Terrorblade and the Invoker at this point. So Razor is going to start tapering off a little bit. Static Link, it unfortunately hasn't proven to do enough this game. He does have the S and Y finished in full. Of course, he's working on an AC now. That 8-second BKB that he has up, and AC will be good this game.
AC will definitely be good. It's a good way to mitigate a lot of No-Tail's damage. But yeah, the Link just does nothing if No-Tail gets time. If he's already got 3-4 images up, what do? You link the main one and then the images just kill you.
Yeah.
And if I'm IG right now, you've got to realize your biggest struggle is trying to find a way into these fights. Just blowing Chaotic Offering first takes too long to follow up on. It's just not a good initiation tool. And maybe you go something like I don't even know, an Abyssal Blade on Night Stalker would be a decent way to give you at least some sort of initiation that's not as all in as using Chaotic Offering, I guess.
Radiant's
Yeah.
courier has been killed.
You know, an item in this game that, hell, both sides could potentially use it is a Crimson Guard. We haven't seen a lot of that at this event at all. But especially more if you're on the more defense and the fact that it works on towers now, Crimson Guard may not be a bad choice. That is more the defensive route. You're going the offensive with the Abyssal Blade. Something like that instead for keep protecting your base, I guess.
Yeah. Crimson Guard's good if you're almost winning fights. In this case, I don't think IG is almost winning fights. They either catch OG off guard and do really well, or they have a straight-up team fight and just get destroyed.
Yeah.
Nice little thing.
Razor running in. Static Link, BKB is going to be popped. They're jumping chair blade pretty quickly. He's meeting right now, and he is going to fall, but that is an Aegis. So they used a lot. They used everything, basically, right there to kill the Aegis, and now OG is going to feel pretty good about still standing their ground. Ravage is still ready to go. Bernie going to keep his distance here with that Plasma Field. No tail, though. Obviously, he won't have meta. Has to wait a minute.
Yeah, given the way these cooldowns are... Oh, Fly's going.
Wow, stomps in with a centaur that he stole, or ate, or whatever you want to say, devoured even. Simply trying to, again, keep this delay going with the upheaval on top of that, but bottom line, what's this about? In poker, he's still living down here. He's going to be drained all that damage, however, so keeping his distance now. You got to be careful about that Razor. He is hitting pretty hard, but no tail. He doesn't care. He's got a Sunder, and he's going to use it. No, not just yet. Just pops that the reflection right there. Out comes the Savage as they do catch Sniper with no buyback. You can see that. And a big boulder smash stun on 3. The Meteor on top. And they're all melting as a team. Doom does buyback after he dies right there. Nightstalker pops his shrine to survive barely. The Lacrity Cold Snap's coming out though from Ana. Chasing him down. And Baboka is going to be cut down for the double kill coming out from the Invoker. Doom goes back in with the stomp. Gonna take out Ana, but Cheese is going to be used and burning. May not be able to do enough damage in the long run. He popped his own BKB to run him down, but Ana's just a little bit too fast. He looked back in the face. Buyback on a Warlock. No-tail just sitting on top of Doom right here. He still has his Sunder, by the way, on Terran Blade. At least it's back up if anything. Down goes Doom. That's going to be a dieback on him, and that's going to be a middle set of racks. And honestly, this could be the beginning of the end.
Mattel could just turn on the tier 4s right now.
There you go. Razor's dead, and that's it. GG well played. OG will take the game. And in the rubber match of both teams being 2-2, well, OG goes 3-2 and IG goes 2-3.
What a massive tempo win there for OG. That's gotta feel good. You're beating another team going to TI. You were kind of struggling in the group stage in this tournament, and you've got to feel like you're on the up and up after that.
And I gotta say,